everybody? Man-child. I'm here on Cooking with Kenny Season 2. And we just had a snow last night and I'm super thankful we didn't lose power because being without power for 8 days was awful. But first, y'all see I got a new hat? It's from the fine folks at the Rule Bakery called the Red Truck in Marshall, Virginia. I was there on a hay delivery, had a little issue, pulled in, and they were the nicest, most hospitable people I've ever met in my life. So, back to cooking. One of the things that kept me alive when I had no power was cream chip beef. And I kind of do it up a little. And you know what Sting and the police said? Somebody send me an SOS because I need a message in a bottle, right? So, everyone's like, how are we going to do this? And I'll show you. We are going to use some dry beef, half and half. You can use whatever cream you got in the fridge. I got some half and half I need to use. I've seen people use heavy whipping cream, milk, you know, non-fat. You can use whatever. Cayenne pepper and butter. And I'm going to serve it with a poached egg, and I'll show you how to poach an egg. And we're going to have a nice drink on the side called espresso compota, which is espresso with whipped cream on top. It's pretty good. It's more like a dessert, but it's like 35 calories, so we're all good. So, got my pot getting ready to boil back here for my poached egg. This is for grilling my bread. And I'm going to use this Revere ware, you know, oneth by sea, what is it? Oneth by land, twoeth by sea. Paul Revere style over here for my cream chip beef. And on that back burner, I'm going to make my espresso. So, first, we'll start with the espresso. I use a Bialetti, which is like a percolator. So, you take your bottom half and you fill it with water to the valve. And you put the strainer thingy in. Now you're going to take some coarse ground coffee and you're going to put it in the top of the strainer. Like so. You do not need to flatten it out because you take the top and you screw it on and that compacts it. Alright, now we sit it on the back and wait for it to boil. Super simple. Now, we're going to start getting the pan warm for the bread. Alright, now start the beef. Take as much beef as you want. I use 7 slices usually, because that's a serving. And I'm going to cut it up fine. Alright, got the beef cut up. Now, we're going to get ready to make it. So I got my pan. I'm going to take a tablespoon of unsalted butter. I use unsalted butter in this recipe because the beef, since it's aged, has a lot of salt content to it. I'm going to melt the butter and I'm going to put my beef in. Now wait till the beef gets a little crunchy on the ends, and that's how I know it's good. Okay. Now, you got to make a roux. So we're going to take a little bit of flour and add it to the butter and the beef. Now I got that. Now turn your pan down to low. And we're going to add our half and half. And I'm going to season the half and half with some pepper. And let it simmer for about 5 minutes. All right, Violetti is done. Now to make our espresso. All right, pour it. Now I did add a little bit of sugar to cut down on the bitterness of the espresso. Let me check how the bread's doing. Flipped. Okay, espresso's good. Now, you're gonna top that off with some whipped cream at the end. Let it cool down for a hair. All right, so now the poached egg. Let me stir this real quick. Now, the poached egg. A little bit of vinegar, about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons goes in. And you're going to bring it to a boil, which it already was at. All right, back to a boil. Now, create a vortex. And you're going to dump your egg in the middle of the vortex for exactly 3 minutes. Cayenne pepper is much to taste to your cream chip beef. Now that your espresso has cooled down slightly, we're going to add the whipped cream. All right, now to plate. Take your toast. I'm going to lay it on my plate. And then the cream chip beef goes over top. Timer's gone off on my egg. So now to pull it out with a slotted spoon, gently. I'm going to set it right next to my beef. All right, and there you have it. Cream chip beef with a poached egg. So, great meal for times when you don't have necessarily all the essentials in the kitchen. I learned this meal from my grandfather on my mom's side. So, Pop, thanks for teaching me this meal. And I don't know where he learned it from, but I'm going to guarantee you it was probably because he wore the title of the United States Marine for 34 years. So, as always, Mr. Kenny, the man-child, the farmer. Folks, I hope y'all are doing well on this snow day. And as always, I'll see you soon.